Well, there you have it. The Sharks put their first win in the bank of the season. And it was exactly what you expected from one of the oldest rivalries in the Pacific Division. Good hitting, good forechecking, a tight score, and of course an overtime performance. Also a nice little goaltender duel going on in there once Jones settled in. But it was the Sharks who struck first. A brilliant, just a vintage Joe Thornton pass all the way across the ice to Marc-Edouard Vlasic, who wasted no time getting the puck on the net where Timo Meier deflected it past Jonathan Quick for the first goal of the game. On that play, the Sharks did everything that they were lacking against the Ducks. Joe Thornton made a crisp pass, the defense just put the puck on the net instead of looking for the pass, and we got bodies in front of a good goaltender. Check all the boxes on that one because that is just the prototypical Sharks goal that has given them so much success over the years. And we'll talk a little bit later about Timo Meier. I think he had yet another fantastic game and he just got under the skin of the LA Kings early and often. And just 5 minutes later, the third line of the San Jose Sharks was on the ice. Suomela, Donskoi, Kane. A very good play to keep the puck in by Suomela, who then took the puck, fed it to Evander Kane, who just roofed it over Jonathan Quick. That is one of the... I said Tomas Hertl's shot last game was one of the best wrist shots I've ever seen. That one takes the cake. I am a huge fan of this line. They have so much chemistry going for them. They're fast and they're hungry for the puck. Both Suomela and Donskoi are hard on the forecheck, they have quick sticks, and they're very capable at passing the puck to Evander Kane, who is very capable of shooting it. I think this line can do big things this year, and it's insane that it's considered a third line. On any other team, it's a second line, guaranteed. And the Sharks are completely in the driver's seat at this point, but late in the third period with about 2 and change to go, Kopitar finds the back of the net on a really solid stick effort by him. It was a nice shot from the point that looked like it got deflected, went a bit wide of Martin Jones and right towards Andrei Kopitar, who made a great play with his stick and tucked it in behind the unsuspecting Martin Jones. Didn't quite have a chance to recover, but I do think he looked a little bit slow there in the beginning of the game once again. Another thing is Brendan Dillon has got to tie up that stick better. He was a little bit out of position. Don't get me wrong, Andrei Kopitar is a great player, but if Brendan Dillon's going to want to play against those top guys, he's got to get a little bit better body position to be able to tie up the sticks of those big players like that. On the opposite side of him, Justin Braun did a great job of taking away his man. Early in the second period, it's Tyler Toffoli who finds the back of the net, and this one is, I'm positive, one that Jones will want back. He didn't quite seal off the post. It was a bit of a miscommunication from the Sharks. Carlson got caught and kind of near the blue line, did a great job of hustling back and took away part of the stick, but on Jones' side, if you're not aware of where the puck is and you don't get over to the post to seal it off, all he needs is a little bit on the puck from that location and to elevate it, and that's exactly what Toffoli did, and the score was tied 2-2 very early into the second period, and I began to wince a bit and kind of think, oh, is Jones still not settled in? But as the game wore on, there were some huge saves made by Martin Jones that really said, okay, he's in season form now, and it's looking good. On his opposite side, Jonathan Quick also had a great game. There were some massive saves from him. Sharks almost took the lead on a really great play. I think the Staples Center is the new Joe Louis Arena with how active those behind the goal boards are. The shot was wide, hit off the boards, came right to Donskoi's stick, who had just come off the bench. Quick was sliding over. He might have got a piece of it if it was on target, but unfortunately it hit the side of the net. I initially thought it was a save, and I'm just like, God damn it, Jonathan Quick. Can you go back to, like, when you were being shitty? That was amazing. I love that time. But anyway, the second and third period was a little bit of a chess match, and that's where a lot of the grit started to come into play. The forechecking was hard. The hitting were hard. Some questionable hits, you know, but that's what happens in rivalry hockey. And this is the part where I'm going to start getting back on Timo Meier, because this is where he shines. In these tight games, he gets under the opponent's skin, he begins to throw him off, and then the Sharks can gain the momentum. They were getting a lot of zone time, a lot of good forechecking, and you know what? The fourth line had a great game. But on the case of Timo Meier, let's talk about that little incident with Doughty. He gave him a little love tap there. Maybe he hit the sweet spot on the knee. But I do think Doughty was selling a little bit. I mean, he's kind of flopping around on the ice, like screaming. Like actually screaming. And you know what? I'm going to put on screen a tweet right now of the Timo Meier quote about that incident. Meier on the Doughty incident. Just gave him a little pat on his shin pad and he just... I don't know what he did, but he was laying there and screaming. So... I love Timo Meyer. He's not only a premier power forward, a good goal scorer, and has good puck vision, but he's a little bit of a comedian. And he not only gets under players' skin on the ice, but that's got to have some kind of effect on the Kings off the ice as well. And we're definitely going to see some carryover the next time these teams meets. And I don't mind at all. Timo Meyer can take it. He loves it. He relishes people coming at him trying to hit him. He loves body contact. And he's a big kid. He's like 210 pounds, man. He's a big body. He's an absolute unit. Neither team scored on the power play in this game. Kings had 5 chances and the Sharks had 3. Not even really 3. One of them was a 4-second chance because someone decided to go down pretty easily from Pavelski having a stick in him. But hey, I guess you got to call that if you're an official. I mean, he's got his stick into his body off the face-off. The guy goes to the ice. Pavelski after the game even thought he went down a bit early, but agreed, maybe the officials got to call it, maybe they don't, but they called it, so that's what you do. You move on, you persevere, you keep playing. The one thing from the officials I didn't quite like was the hit on Muzzin, which was a response hit from Goodrow after Muzzin hit, I think it was Melker Karlsson earlier on, left his feet to do so and hit him up pretty high. Goodrow returned the favor at the end of the second period, and Muzzin held his face, fell down to the ice. I didn't quite see head contact. I didn't have a good vision of it, but when Quick starting a scrum with Goodrow, Muzzin hopped right back up on his feet and entered the scrum, so it couldn't have been that bad. Sell job or not, though, what I didn't agree with was the officials not calling a penalty until the beginning of the next period. There was no call on the ice. They didn't indicate that there would be a call. But when the third period started, Goodrow was in the box and only for 2 minutes. So I'm not too sure what the call was. If it's an up-high hit, isn't that a larger penalty? Wouldn't there maybe be a hearing? I'm not too sure. But it was called, so that's that. The Sharks had to kill a penalty, and they did just that. On the Sharks side of things, when it came to the power play, they didn't score a goal, but they looked a lot better. The puck movement was crisp. They got a lot more shots, a lot more chances. Quick had some big saves in there, but the Sharks looked a lot better. And the first unit was a bit different. No jumbo on the first unit. This could be a new thing for the Sharks. The first unit consisted of Pavelski, Couture, Karlsson, Burns, and Hurdle. And I quite liked it. They looked like they had some good chemistry. They were getting chances. And it showed. I mean, they didn't score again, but they kept the puck into the zone a lot of the times. Erik Karlsson has yet to get a point for the San Jose Sharks, but I don't really mind because I can see all that he's bringing on the ice. His speed, his vision, his passing, it's all been impeccable so far. On the defensive end of things, it's still been good. Austin Wagner, that guy's got some wheels. Erik Karlsson's one of the fastest skaters that I've seen on the Sharks, and he got beat a couple times by the speed of Austin Wagner. And that's not to say Karlsson's out of position. That just goes to show that Austin Wagner's speed is absolutely incredible. But Martin Jones came up with 2 huge stops on Austin Wagner. Kid just needs a little bit more finish, but I think he could be a very strong addition to the LA Kings roster. Ilya Kovalchuk was a little bit invisible out there. You didn't hear his name too much. I think he got one good shot on net that Jones swallowed up, but other than that, I don't know why they had him parked in front of the net on the power play. I mean, they already mentioned that they're going to have him in the Ovechkin spot, and he wasn't really there. So I'm not too sure what the Kings are planning to do with him. Maybe they're still sussing that out when it comes to Kovalchuk. But anyway, on to overtime. This game definitely seemed destined like it was going to go to overtime. The third period was a good defensive battle, good goaltender duel as well. Both teams getting a few chances, but in the end, 3-on-3 would have to decide it, and my goodness, the Sharks' 3-on-3 lines are absolutely sick. The ability to have either Karlsson or Burns out there at all times is going to be a huge boon. I predict the Sharks shouldn't really have to go to the shootout this much. I think they'll be able to end it a lot in 3-on-3. Of course, that's never a guarantee. Things happen, but I really like the Sharks' looks on the 3-on-3. Let's talk about that overtime goal. And in this goal, you kind of have to go back a minute to a minute and a half because the Sharks just kept possessing the puck. When things looked bad in the zone, they took it out of the zone, reset, but didn't allow the Kings to change. So therefore, Kings have tired guys on the ice. The Sharks can get a little bit more speed, a little bit more jump on their defenders and create the opportunities, and that's exactly what happened. Banc took it out past the blue line, waited a sec for Couture to clear back on the blue line, sent a really nice, almost a no-look pass towards the boards. Couture picked it up. Banc sprinted straight to the net, got his stick held up a little bit, but still got free, still beat the other defender, got body position on him, and it was a brilliant sauce from Couture that Banc just deflected in, and there you have it. GG, the Sharks overtake the Kings in an overtime, and it was a great first win on the season, and a great game overall. I couldn't be more happy with it. And like I said, it was really good to see Jones settling in at the end of that one. Again, not the greatest of starts for him, but he really started to come on, made some big stops, especially that one where he almost got caught out of the net, and it looked like a surefire goal, but it hit his glove hand just barely, and then Braun made a great play to scoot the puck into him, and then Jones was able to cover it up. That was a huge play right there, kept the game even. And once again, I think the Sharks' second and third lines was their best line of the game. The fourth line also had some really good shifts. Sorensen's looking really good out there still. I would like to see him get some top 6 time at some point in the season, and I think he will if he keeps working as hard as he's working. So that's about it, guys. That wraps things up. Sharks win 3-2 in overtime and dethrone the Kings in their home opener, spoiling it for Kovalchuk and all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Remember to leave that like, and I'll see you in the next one. If watching my videos just isn't enough sin for you, be sure to go over there on Twitter and shoot me a follow, and you could even join our Discord server as well to talk with some of the other sinners out there. The links to both are in the description.